Hello guys, Peter here. In this video I will try to help you with the Eotn titles, give you some advices or ideas, and hopefully you can save some time after watching the video. Before I get into the details, let me give you some advices about these Eotn titles in general. Honestly, I think the number one advice is just wait for the double reputation weeks. So as you know, the events in the game are automated. So if it's not the Norton support bonus, you only have to wait a few weeks and it will be again. And this event double is not just points from the kills, but for any quest, for the dungeon rewards, for the Vanquishes. And for example, if you defeat the Great Destroyer for the first time, that would give you 15,000 Dwarf points, which is a lot. So that's my number one advice. And the books, the Hero's Handbook and the Master Dungeon Guide is not they are not affected by this double event. Next advice: before doing any Eotn primary quest or dungeon, make sure to get the Master Dungeon Guide and the Hero's Handbook, both the normal and the hard mode versions. To do that, just go one of the next outposts. In Eye of the North, it's Cathedral of Ascalon. In Gunner's Hold, it's either Kodan or Tyr the Skald, and you can also do that in Ratasam. Just talk to the NPCs and ask for the written evidence, and he will give you a book. And it's also important that the book must be in your inventory when you do the primary quest or the dungeon, and if you forget to bring it with you, just talk to the NPC, and for 100 gold they will complete the page in the book if maximum 30 days has passed. Next advice: turn in the normal mood books before reaching rank 8 in the chosen title. So 79,999 points are the max. After that, the NPCs won't accept the normal mood books, just the hard mood ones. Okay, next one. When you are doing a dungeon, always talk to the beacon of Droknar. That is just a small light which appears always at the beginning of a dungeon, and that's very important since doing all 18 dungeons in normal and hard mode can take you very close to max Delver title. And when you are doing a Vanquish, make sure to talk to either the Norn, Asura or Vanguard NPCs to get reputation points when killing mobs. Okay guys, and the last advice: just try to get a boss bounty when doing a Vanquish, and if you have Rampage bonus, try to keep it up. I will explain that later at the Norn title guide, but this is a very powerful tool. Okay, and finally, some benefits of Eye of the North titles. If you reach rank 5, it means that your PvE skills like Finish Him, You Are All Weaklings and other skills became as strong as possible. So at least you should get rank 5. And besides that, if you have a high Vanguard title, doing Vanquishes and missions in the Ascalon area became easier because of the extra armor against chars. And also, if you turn in the dungeon guide and the Hero's Handbook, you will get some money. Personally, if I would start maxing these titles, I would definitely start with all of the Vanquishes, all of the primary quests, dungeons, and only after that, if I have done all of them, then I would work on the remaining titles. And I will explain you why. Well, the short answer is just to save time, and I made an Excel table just to show you how many points we can acquire with just the basic Master of the North title. So this section of the table is the dungeons, and in this column you can see the normal mode, and in this one the hard mode points, and this column is just the type of reputation, and it's just a basic sum function, and yeah, I did that for dungeons, for the missions, and for the Vanquishes, and some of the missions are repeatable, the ones which are in the Hero's Handbook, and some are not. For example, this one here, the Vision of the Raven Spirit, it's not repeatable, that's why I didn't add a number to the hard mode column. And I did the same with the Vanquish, but it's a bit more complicated, because during a Vanquish the number of enemies is not always the same number. It depends really on the spawns, the pop-ups, and all these data are from Wikipedia, and this estimated column is really just a guess. I can't really tell you how many points you're gonna get in a Vanquish, because it depends on the luck, on the Rampage bonus, and if we add all of these data, then that's how much points you can acquire with this. And of course, while you are working on those, you can fill the Hero's Handbooks and the Master Dungeon guides, which are almost full title, because the full one is 160,000 repetitions, so you can maximize one of the titles. Personally, I would maximize either Vanguard or Asura, because Dwarf is easy to max with other methods, and also Norn is pretty easy. Okay, now let me show you the detailed methods. Okay, let's start with the Norn title. This title increases the maximum health points of the characters and heroes in Norn territory. Personally, I think the best way to get repetition points is the Path to Revelations quest. From an Asuran NPC you can pick up the quest. His name is Kerrsh, and he's located in Tarnished Haven. There are a few Asura quests you have to complete before you can pick up this one, but those are easy and shouldn't cause any problems. About the quest, two things matter really here. The first is to kill at least 250 mobs to get the maximum repetition points from the bosses, and to have the boss bounty and the rampage bonus before you face the bosses. One boss yields exactly 1500 repetition points in this case. With a good enough hero setup you can earn between 20 and 25,000 Norn points per hour. Besides that, you can still farm Vatirs, but it's slow, or honestly you can do a Vanquish, or you can even speedbook. Now in this video I don't really want to talk about speedbooking, but that could be a good video topic in the close future. Oh guys, and it's important, and I almost forgot, you should abandon the quest after finishing it and don't accept the quest reward. because then you can't do the boss farm again. Although if you do that and you have a teammate who has the same quest, it should be alright if he's in the party when you begin the area. Okay, let's move on. The next one is the Asura title. For the Asura title, my best advice is either to do a big vanquish like Arbor Bay or Magus Stones, or if you don't need many points, just do raptor farming or speed booking. It might worth to use one or two of the Eye of the North books, I mean the dungeon guides or the heroes handbooks on this title, but I can't tell you a specific farm which are better than the mentioned ones, so it's just vanquishing basically. Personally, I think the Vanguard is harder to max than the other Eye of the North titles, so I recommend you to use some of your books on it. Displaying the title gives an extra 10 armor against char and some extra adrenaline when you hit a char. The first farm on my list is Auspicious Beginnings. I guess many of the viewers don't know much about that. This is a part of the Hearts of the North expansion, when the player got to play mini missions with Kerrsh. You can skip most of the groups except the last one, and the full run takes around 5 minutes. And this farm gives around 15,000 Vanguard reputation points. And besides that, there is another effective quest, but only available during Winter's Day. It's called the Snowball Dominance. It's quick and easy, and a great source of money. And of course you can do the speed booking and the vanquishing if you want. And finally we have the Delver title. If you use a skill on a destroyer, you gain some health and the destroyer gets some damage. I don't recommend to use any of the books on this one, since it's the easiest to max. And I think the best place to farm the Dwarf points is still the secret lair of the snowman. It gives around 10,000 points per hour, depending on if you get an early Rampage bonus and boss bounty or not. But a run is around 15 minutes or maybe 10 with a perfect hero setup, and a run gives around somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 reputation points. I hope this video will help you maxing these titles. As always, a thumbs up is appreciated. Thanks for watching and see you next time.